Dear students, now I am going to tell you about the reproduction and development of freshwater mussel or Unio. So you have studied the externals of Unio and how the shell, mantle and other aspects in my last video. In this video, I am going to tell you about the reproduction and the development of freshwater mussel. Freshwater mussel or Unio or else lamellidans of India inhabiting the freshwater rivers, lakes, ponds. So here sexes are separate. This is male and this is female, but sexual dimorphism is not well marked. It is very difficult to from identify which is male and which is female. That is what it is difficult to distinguish which is male and which is female. So here the reproductive organs or else the gonads are paired structure made up of branching tubes that lie in the coils of the intestine. So here I showed how inside once the mantle is open, you will see the digestive system. This is the how exactly esophagus, stomach, and this is the intestine. In between the intestine there is a mass. You can see the in between the intestine tube. This is what gonad. So in the case of male Unio, it is a testis. In case of female Unio, it is called ovary. So they have almost the same structure. So this the genital duct is opening in the mantle cavity, and the you can see the sperms are released through this excellent siphon to the water. So how about the male reproductive system or reproductive system in case of male? So this is it is difficult to show you here. So that's why I have showed if the whole animal, if it is cut or sectioned in this way, how you will see the organization of the male reproductive system. This is the whole animal is cut and viewed. You will find like this. So outermost shell, this is you will find. Then you will find the organs. You will able to see these are the heart region, rectum. Then you will find the intestine, then the gonad, gills, then the foot, all this. The same way from here you will able to see this is the heart structure, then this is the kidney structure, then you will find the intestinal tubes, you will find this is the section, because this is a sections of the intestinal tube get cut. So these are the intestinal tube, and here you will able to see the male gonad, that is the testis. So they are paired structure, one bunch here, another bunch. They are like just like this is a reddish beaded structure what you see. This is just like a bunch of grapes you will find. So they are white in color, and they are branched mass which they are present either side of the intestine. So you will find there is an intestine tube on either side, you will able to see. Each testis has a short duct. From this you can see a short duct. So this short duct opens to the mantle cavity. It is called suprabranchial chamber. It is the suprabranchial chamber. It opens to the, so through a small tube that is called vas deferens. So the vas deferens opens to the suprabranchial chamber or the mantle through the genital aperture. Sperms, they are produced in the testis. They get stored in the suprabranchial chamber, and they are passed out through the mantle cavity through excellent siphon. Similar structure you will find even in the female also. Here these are called ovary. You will find paired ovary on each side of the intestine. They are branched like just like a bunch of grapes. They are yellowish reddish color, you will see. The ovary has a short oviduct. you can see this is the short oviduct which opens to the mantle cavity. Ova are released into the suprabranchial chamber of the mantle cavity, and they are held there in this suprabranchial chamber. They are held there with the help of the mucus. So the sperms from the male will be taken inside to the mantle cavity through inhalant siphon, and which is going to fertilize these eggs, and eggs they develop a short while, and the larvae get released. Sperms enter the mantle cavity of a female through the current of water and fertilize the ova to form zygote. So this is how exactly the life cycle. So this is male releasing the sperms from the exhalent siphon. So these sperms get enter into the inhalent siphon of the female, and it is going to the mantle cavity. There already eggs are there released, and there is a fertilization. After fertilization, you will find the larvae developed, and microscopic larvae get released into the water. This microscopic larvae called glochidia or glochidium. This glochidia further development, it is it need a freshwater fish. So it leads a parasitic life inside the gills of this freshwater fish for about 10 weeks, and after that it metamorphoses into adult, and this juvenile freshwater mussel get released from the gills of these fishes and get sink to the bottom, and further it develops into the adult. So this is how the life cycle. So here the female mussels release their sperm, male mussels release their sperm into the water. It is taken through the female's inhalant siphon and fertilizes the egg. That is what I showed here. So this is the male, and it releases the sperm into the water. It is immediately the inhalant siphon of the female it takes. So it will be going to the mantle cavity. Then the larvae that after fertilization larvae grow inside the brood pouch. There will be, I said, in the mantle cavity there is a fertilization. After fertilization, the larvae are going to develop, and all these they are held in the inside the mantle cavity with the help of the mucus. So there is it's a structure called brood pouch. It is about 4 to 6 weeks. Healthy females in a good condition may produce 50,000 to 1 lakh larvae, and these are called Glochidia larvae. So it is a microscopic, you will see just the microscope how it looks in the under the 5x, the dotted yellowish. So all these are Glochidia larvae. Glochidium larvae escape into the surrounding water through exhalent siphon. After 4 to 6 weeks, it get released into the water through the exhalent siphon, and further development it needs a freshwater fish. So this Glochidia about 0.2 millimeter, it is a microscopic, and they need a host fish for further development. What happens, usually the female unio, this is the female unio. So it attract the freshwater fish with the help of a lure. You will find this looks like a fish, but this is not fish. It is the part of the exhalent siphon. It vibrates, and it the freshwater fish will confuse this as a lure or some small fish or worm. So it gets attracted towards it. When it comes here, so immediately it releases the Glochidia containing water from the exhalent siphon, which directly enter the fish. So the fish drinks that water. So this is how the fishes get attracted through this lure. This is called a bait. How you are using a small bait to catch fish, no? That's why. That's how you will find here also. The same strategy will be employed here. The female having in the exhalent siphon, you will find a vibrating lure that attracts the fish. Fish comes and going to when about to try to catch this, immediately exhalent siphon releases the Glochidia, the 4 weeks old Glochidia directly to the mouth. So then the fish, it takes water and releases through the gills. So these Glochidia, if you are very keen observation, there some Glochidia get attached to the gills, some without that they get escape. So this is how they get attached, the Glochidia. So how they get attached? Glochidia having a hook like structure, and also there is a byssal thread. With that all it attaches to the gills. This is the gill, how the Glochidium is attached. So this is the male unio, this is the female. The male releases sperm, the female it is going to the inhalant siphon, then get fertilized. The larva Glochidia you can see dotted. This is how exactly you will find under microscope, and that get released will be taken by the fish. It get employed themselves in the gills. In the gills it develops for about 10 weeks time. Freshwater fishes are the host. Fish breathes larvae in larvae infested water. When it is take the larvae infested water for its breathing, then these larvae it releases the water through the gills. That time these larvae get attached to the gills. These larvae along with the water current reach the gill chamber of the fish. There they get attached like this, and with the help of the hooks, they have a hooks and there is a byssal thread. It attaches. Byssal thread, it's having a sticky secretion. So the fish immune system induces the formation of a cover. There will be a cover going to form around this Glochidium, and this will be encysted now. This cyst will formation will be takes about 2 days. Further development of the larva will takes place inside this the encysted way in the gills. So Glochidia attached to the gills like this. You can see several Glochidia. There are 50,000 and odd. There are thousands of Glochidia will be attached to the gills like this. Encysted, lead parasitic life. That is, it absorbs food from these fish and also get shelter from the fish for about 10 weeks. The cyst remains on the fish for about 10 weeks and is carried to long distance by the host. This is a strategy why this type of development, the freshwater mussel cannot move or migrate to different area. If it is crowded for after so many generation, so that is a lot of competition, food scarcity, all this going to happen. So that's why this strategy, the fish is actively moving in the water. It will take this the larvae to different places so that they don't get competition for food and shelter. So that is the strategy you will find. The cyst detaches from the gills of the fish and drops to the sea. This is the juvenile freshwater mussel and sea floor, and the fish you can see this is the helps in the dispersal of the freshwater mussel. Once the Glochidia are released from the female, they must attach it to the gills like this or encysted, otherwise they won't survive in the water. So this is the one they have to undergo this stage in the gills of the fish, there otherwise they won't survive in the water. Then juvenile freshwater mussel get released, it sinks to the bottom and develops into adult freshwater mussel or unio. How about the structure of the Glochidium? It is a microscopic, under my 10x you will find like this. So the larva has a bivalve shell, there is a shell you will find, and these shells are attached dorsally you will find, and with the adductor muscles, these are adductor muscles, and free ventrally, this is the ventral side, it is free here. The free ends of the walls, they carry sharp hooks, serrated hooks you can able to see, and spines, and that help the larva to attach to the gills of the fish. On the inner side of the shell there is a mantle you will find, this is the mantle. So this mantle bears 4 pairs of sensory bristles, these are sensory bristles. So this helps in the recognizing the fish's gill region. Near the adductor muscle, mantle bears a glandular pouch. This is a glandular pouch. This is called the byssal gland. From this there is a byssal thread, sticky thread. It helps in the initial attachment to the fish gill. The byssus glands secrete sticky mucus into the byssus thread that helps in the larva to firmly anchor on the gills of the fish. Mouth and digestive systems are absent in the larva. So it is a parasite, that is why mouth and digestive systems are absent here, and when it is metamorphosis into adult, it will develop all those structure. So you will find the larvae mature into young mussels inside the cyst within 50 days. It depends on this is, you can see it is something 8 to 10 or 12 weeks depending on the temperature of the water. During their parasitic phase, the larvae develop into young mussels like this. You can see these are the young mussels, and that have a ciliated foot. You will find a digestive and nervous system, gills, all these going to develop during the parasitic encystment and development. The young mussels detach from the host and develop, they sink to the bottom and they dig into the mud in the lake bottom or river bottom, and where they mature for about 2 years into the adult freshwater mussel. So this is the life cycle of Unio. So this you will able to see how exactly the glochidium. So this is the byssal thread, it is how it is attached to the gills. These are the hooks. So it is you will find this is the shell of glochidium. Thank you.